Hi, welcome to Pete Dan's videos. Today what we're going to be talking about is the reasons why many of personal trainers' clients don't eat enough food during the day, or why they just don't feel hungry. So first let's discover what the fight or flight response is. Human beings, mankind, finished our evolutionary process about 10,000 years ago. As a result, mankind from about 10,000 years ago versus today are exactly the same. So how we respond to our environment today can be quickly traced back to how we responded to our environment 10,000 years ago. So if you think about work, we didn't have the stresses of work 10,000 years ago. We didn't have bosses putting files on our table, 3 days worth of work, saying, give it to me, I need it done within 2 hours. So let's talk about how and what our bodies responded to 10,000 years ago and what happened then, and let's compare it to now. Back 10,000 years ago, the stresses our bodies used to go through were an animal like a lion used to jump in our way and want to eat us, and our bodies went through the fight or flight response, which is a simple burst of adrenaline. And what adrenaline does is it vasoconstricts all the blood in our internal organs, that of which our body doesn't need at the time, and vasodilates all the blood in our skeletal muscle tissue. So what adrenaline does is simply take the blood where it doesn't need it and send it to the parts of your body that does need it, such as your brain to increase your mental focus, and to our skeletal muscle tissue that takes us through the fight or flight response, which makes us stronger to give us the ability to fight or flight, which is simply run away. Now, remember what happens. It takes blood away from our internal organs, that of which our body doesn't need at the time. So now let's have a look at the way our body responds to stress, such as the lion jumping in our way, today at work. So when our boss comes down to our table and says to us, we've got 3 days worth of work here, but I need it done within 2 hours, it's absolutely vital. We stress. Stress produces adrenaline that takes our body through the same fight or flight response of 10,000 years ago, which is it produces adrenaline that takes blood away from our internal organs and sends it to our skeletal muscle tissue where our body needs it the most. Now, when we stress at work and our body produces adrenaline and takes blood away from our internal organs, there is now no more blood in our digestive system. So our digestive system dramatically and quickly slows down or even shuts down completely. So now we aren't hungry anymore. Because we're not hungry anymore, we don't want to eat. And all the blood is in our skeletal muscle tissue, our metabolisms are running high, our heart rate is elevated, so we're burning a lot of calories, but there's no food coming into our systems. So our bodies quickly become very catabolic in the long run. So this is the reason why we don't eat. It's simply because our body produces adrenaline that takes blood away from our internal organs. So we need to counteract this adrenaline rush in order to be able to eat. So the first key is to simply not stress about things as much. Keep yourself calm, relax, decrease your adrenal glands. Don't stress about things that don't need to be stressed about. Don't stress about things that are out of your control. Now, when we're capable of doing that, we're capable of decreasing our adrenal glands, decreasing adrenaline in our bloodstream, minimizing the amount of blood in our skeletal muscle tissue and sending it back to our organs where we need it the most. Now, once you've decreased your stress levels at work and just focus on the task at hand, we're capable of eating when we should and getting our results back on track.